Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing something kind of fun. I'm debunking or proving the myth that you don't mess with the muck. So first and foremost, I'm tying these in a geode pattern, and that's what will be going on while I explain this little experiment. If you're curious how to tie geodes, I have a whole playlist full of them. I even wrote a blog post if you prefer to read about how to do it. But lots of different footage on tying geodes. So for this experiment, I was testing if it matters if you lift up your fabric while it's in the muck. There's a common phrase called "don't mess with the muck," which means after the ice is melted, you do not touch your item. You let it sit until it's time to rinse it out, and you don't mix the water, you don't move the batch, you don't touch it. Or else something bad could happen. You could get muddy colors or just a different result. So I wanted to test this out, and so I tied two shirts as best as I could, exactly the same. I used the same colors on them, and then on one I let the ice melt and I let it just sit in the ice, and the other one I let the ice melt, and then after about 12 hours, 8 to 12 hours, I lifted up the item to see what the bottom looked like, because that's usually what happens when you mess with the muck, is you're looking at the bottom of the item to see if the color went through. So I lifted it up as if I was looking at the bottom of the fabric, and then I put it back in, and then I tested the results. You'll see the results at the end of the video. So you can see here I'm still just tying this first shirt. I like to get as much of it tied as I can. I don't really like having a lot of blank spaces. I like to have it mostly tied. So I'll stop talking for a second, listen to this awesome music, and I'll check back in. Alright, so the first color I used was tangerine, which is one of my very favorites. There it is. So I just use a little spoon and I sprinkle it on there. The tangerine really got lost, I'm not gonna lie. When you see these final results, you can hardly see this tangerine at all. The power berry overtook most of it, but it was still interesting. So I'm doing just a little bit of tangerine, but still a decent amount. And then the other color I did was Power Berry, which is one of my favorite colors. It is such a cool dark purple. And you can see it's kind of going on a little bit chunky, and that's because I haven't mixed this dye with soda ash like I have a lot of my other dyes. Okay, so here are the 2 batches. There I just lifted up that right side to check the bottom, and then I set it back down. So I messed with that muck. The one on the left I did not touch. And here's my rinse out process. So I rinse until the water runs kind of clear. Just get the soda ash as best I can. I like to untie it as I'm rinsing it. I like to do one continuous tie, so as I'm untying it, it's a lot easier as opposed to doing separate sinew ties for each node, if that makes any sort of sense. So anyway, that's why untying is a little bit quicker for me in these more recent videos, because that's how I've started tying them. So I rinse it in cool water, then I bump it up to hot, and just try to get as much of that color out as I can. I've found purple and red is pretty hard to get the color out of, so I rinse for quite a while on these ones. After I get it really hot and rinsed out as best I can, I use a Dawn dish soap and I just sprinkle it on there, and you can see it got even more of the color out. The dish soap just expels even more of the dye. And after I do this, I like to put it in a washing machine, in a hot washing machine, and I wash it on hot with Synthropol, which you can buy off Amazon or from Dharma. Really any place you can buy Procyon dyes, you can also buy Synthropol. It's just a fixative and a way to get out all that excess dye, and it's just a good last wash for your clothes. Some people also like to wash in Milsoft, and that like makes your clothes really soft. I don't do that, but it seems like a good idea. All right, I'll just let the music play as you watch the next shirt be all rinsed out. All right, here are the final results. So the one on the left is the one that I didn't touch, and the one on the right is the one where I mixed up the muck. So this shirt right here is where the muck was mixed up. So it really doesn't look hardly any different. This is the back of that same shirt. And then this is the one where I didn't touch the muck at all. I zoom in a little bit closer so you can see. It really, honestly, they look almost identical. So it's really, I don't think it makes a big difference. I think with some colors it might make a big difference, but by my experiment, I don't think it matters. Thanks for watching.